I'm gonna cut this tree in half because I've only got one good tree that I want to make this forest planting with. And so I need a number 1 and I need a number 2. So we're gonna talk about some forest planting dynamics and how to set up a forest planting as I go through this. And also we're gonna do something seems a little crazy, but actually it will work because bald cypresses are resilient enough to kind of withstand this kind of work. So what I mean by like a number 1 and number 2 is typically, when you have a forest planting, you always want your number 1 tree to be the biggest and tallest tree in the entire planting. So, and also I need the trees to be small enough to fit within the confines of this pot. So I chose this pot because it's shallow, it's wider, and if I cut this tree in half and then made one smaller and left one a little bit bigger, I've got a tree that's about, it's hard to see on camera, that's about a 3-inch round, but if I cut it in half, then I'll get 2, and I'll get one about this size and one about this size. And then I've got some smaller trees, and I'll show y'all a few of the other ones that I pulled earlier, but I got some smaller trees that will be like my tiny guys, like my little trees that will be complementary. I went crazy on this one. I went out to our grow field and I pulled some medium size. So this guy right here, he might be a little bit on the bigger side. So I might end up cutting him into this smaller trunk that I left on the side here, and then kind of carve him down a little bit and make like a hollow. Keep in mind, these just came out of our grow field, so that's why they have these roots are kind of short and kind of messy looking. And bald cypresses are very resilient when they're young like this, that if I get this down in here and I put really good soil and I strap them down and I get a lot of good moisture retention in here, these will root and they will make really good forest planting trees. Now, of course, I can't keep them this tall either. This little guy, he has some really cool branches up top, but I only need him to be about this tall. So I will cut this tree down, I'll cut this tree down, and then these small guys will be cut down accordingly as well.